Today on WomenUP, we have an insightful interview on untold stories.
I called my husband quickly. He came over. We called the doctor and then went, and it was confirmed that I was losing baby.
And we have to hear what Doc says about this interview.
Somebody said if you can dance and be free and not embarrassed, then you can rule your world.
Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun.
Plus, we show you some home hacks.
Add a little baking soda with your bleach and you're good to go.
Then, our host and co-host get down to fun and games with the Just Dweet challenge of the day.
You had vinegar.
Yeah, I have
And of course, our takeaways, or as we call them, notable nuggets. Welcome to WomenUP. Hey everyone, how na do? I'm Kenisha, your host, and welcome to WomenUP, the talk show that promises to keep it real and relatable. If you missed our last episode, please head over to our channel and watch right after. My fabulous co-hosts and I are looking forward to an incredible time with you again. First up, we have Damarley. Next, we have Cassandra. And our guest co-host is Lamoya. Let's make her welcome.
Hey, Lamoya, how are you? How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm feeling great. Feeling great.
We are back and we are ready for an amazing time with you today.
Yes.
Yes. We have some more highlights from our road trip, courtesy of our sponsors ATL Automotive and BYD Jamaica. Check this out.
Hi BYD. Open sunroof. Hey, it's Ken, and today is our beach day road trip, and I have my better half with me today. So here's Anthony.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, man, and with a sense and in our way, and sense and we'll come down in our kind of vehicle, Tony.
The BYD 1 Plus from ATL Automotive.
We don't have to hold on what BYD mean. It means
Build your dream.
You see, apology. That's what it means.
Build your dream.
I was about to say beyond your dreams, but it's build your dreams. And let me tell you, my favorite feature in that thing is the rotating screen. And I have two because of something that open the door, the handle. It is sexy. It's nice. It's nice. It was such a nice ride down though. What was your favorite feature though?
For me, it's just how interactive the software is, where you say, hi BYD, and you can tell it to roll down all the windows, to rotate the screen, to open the sunroof. It's amazing. And the power, oh my God, you don't miss driving a petrol vehicle. The power, it's
like
just
a smooth transition.
Yeah, it's a smooth transition. It's amazing. I would definitely own one.
Let me tell you something. I sat in that seat, and the seat, where the corner, it hugged me up nicely. The
Bucket
contours, the bucket,
Yeah,
the bucket seat, it held me nicely. I love it. I love it, love it bad. BYD.
Oh, and the heating.
Oh, the heating feature. Yeah, the
Oh,
seat
geez.
can heat up. I'm telling you, it was quite therapeutic.
My favorite thing about BYD is the energy efficiency. We're able to drive from Kingston to Ocean with burning the salty bars, small percentage of the energy. So I really like that about it. It rides very comfortable as well. The suspension, that's another plus. And I guess just the whole innovation. It's pretty cool to see both models. They're pretty nice. I would recommend getting either model just because of the efficiency of it. You definitely save on gas driving one of these vehicles. So build your dreams. Nice vehicle.
I love it.
Nice man, love it.
First of all, if I was to get one, I would definitely go with the One Plus. Yes. I love that one. I love the style. I love the design. I just love how they added like an extra level of innovation and excellence in the design. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Automated windows and
Yeah, and I love the
excellent
design with the like the cup holders on the side, how it looks like a guitar, and it was like going from the speakers all the way to that other end of the car, the cup holder area. Yeah, I love that design. I love its intuitiveness. You can speak to it. I was like, does the car has its own like Wi-Fi? It's really nice. I just love the whole experience. Well thought out design. My favorite part of the car is everything about the car, to be honest. So yeah, that's love. Thank you, ATL. BYD. Yeah, build your dreams.
That was fun. Now, please remember to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share this link with 5 women. We need to stay connected in this community, so please go to the Instagram and Facebook pages on your screen and follow and subscribe to YouTube so that you can stay posted on all the happenings with WomenUP.
Today we have a special guest who will be sharing her battle with health.
Woman to woman, we have Emily Elliott with us today to share on living with lupus.
According to the Lupus Foundation of America, lupus is a chronic long-term disease that can cause inflammation and pain in any part of your body. It's an autoimmune disease, which means that your immune system, the body system that usually fights infections, attacks healthy tissue instead. Let's welcome Emily Elliott. I met Emily for the first time in the Dominican Republic on my anniversary trip, and she taught me how to dance. Check this out.
Yeah. All right.
Talk to me. Emily, you're such a ball of light. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Emily, talk to us. Tell us about your experience living with lupus. When were you first diagnosed?
Well, I was first diagnosed in April 2006. I was in my second year at UWI and very active, very much involved in campus life. I was studying psychology at the time and really enjoying being on campus and everything it brought with it. And one day I had locks, and one day I noticed that there was a space where one of my locks was. And it was very odd because I never lost my hair. My hair just continued to grow. I was known as the girl with all the hair. And so this was very odd, and it was also painful. So I had it checked out, and eventually the diagnosis was that I in fact had lupus. I had no other signs of it. So for me, it was a very odd way for it to present itself, but it's also one of the ways that it does present itself.
What other symptoms have you experienced?
With lupus?
Yeah.
So the main thing is hair loss, and of course that increased. As you see today, I don't have much. I also get scars on my skin. Butterfly rash is one of the iconic symptoms. So we tend to get rashes across the nose bridge and here. So it kind of has the shape of a butterfly. Not pretty, but it is something that happens when you're in a flare, or it can happen when you're in a flare. And if those scars are not dealt with properly, then it does leave marks, which it has on my skin. Other other symptoms you can get are like fatigue, extreme fatigue,
Wow.
joint pain anywhere, joints you never even know you have start paining you. You can have just regular rashes, general rashes that don't necessarily leave scarring. There are others who may experience kidney trouble, liver trouble, and all that comes with that. You can have heart issues, issues with your lungs. It literally can affect every part of your body in a variety of ways.
Emily, share with us how has lupus impacted your daily life and your routine in general?
Well, over the years, I personally wouldn't say it has affected me that much. I am still able to go about my daily life. Of course, I have to be mindful of what I eat. You know, am I covered enough? Because the sun triggers lupus, triggers the symptoms and can cause you to flare. So I have to make sure I'm covered up. I have to make sure that my environment is not a stressful one. That's difficult. You know, in everyday life, all of us experience stress everywhere. So it's about managing that. It has not really stopped me from doing what I need to do, what I want to do. I just have to make the best choices for myself based on how I know I'll end up feeling. So I wouldn't say it has changed much.
Really? So following up to that question from Lamoya, any other significant lifestyle changes that you had to make because of lupus?
No,
No?
I wouldn't say.
You eat
Nothing.
everything still?
No,
I
still have to be mindful. No, I do have to make those changes. I mean, yes, you're right. I still do have to think about what I am eating before, but honestly, like I have not been as strict on myself.
Okay.
So
Not very
it's something that I try to just have some balance.
Moderation and
Yes,
stuff. All
yes.
right,
So everything in
understood.
moderation. There's certain things like I don't eat pork because that's one of the things the doctors actually say from the beginning. Pork is something that can cause a flare or can cause the symptoms to overact. And then you want to cut down on sugar and preservatives and anything that is in a package. But I think that's just for general health. You know, like that is something that we all, we're not being helped by any of these things. So I don't even think about it as the way for me having lupus. It just should be the way of life, really.
That's true. You mentioned that you have to watch what you eat, like for instance, the pork, preservatives, sugar, and you also mentioned that the sun is another trigger.
Yes.
What are some other triggers or factors that may impact or worsen your lupus?
I suppose for me, any sort of emotional stress is really, like, for me, I think that is the biggest thing because, you know, we know that stress can cause illness. And so for me, then it just exacerbates anything that I deal with, whether it's a flare up on my skin or getting extra headaches, more headaches than I would usually get. I also am a victim of emotional eating. So when I get emotional now, I'm eating improperly, and then that also,
that's something you have to
that's
watch.
also something that I have to watch. So, and I've been through, you know, situations where it has been emotionally stressful, and I really have to try even harder to stick to what I know I need to do.
Because it causes a ripple effect.
Exactly, exactly.
You said that lupus has not affected your social life, but how is the relationship with your friends and family? Has it affected that?
Well, it hasn't affected my relationship with my family and like my close circle of friends. They are really supportive, have always been. I mean, you know, even in the early days, just trying to get me to stop going so fast, stop doing a million things at once. You know, you need to slow down. You cannot be, you know, and even watching what I eat. And they would know when I'm on a specific diet or so, because like in the early days, my mom had me on an all raw diet. And she used to do everything. This also, I said, didn't really change much because she would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and she'd be juicing things, and I'd go to school with like a huge cooler, which you'd usually filled with like beer and stuff, and mine had green juice and beetroot juice and oat shakes and salads and that sort of thing. So once my friends knew that that was a path I was on, they would be watching me like a hawk. You know, Emily, you're supposed to be eating that. Da, da, da. So it has never really changed. And I suppose I was never, you know, I like going to the beach and stuff with my family and friends, but I just make sure that I'm covered up. I'm not out in the sun too much. I'm not spending too much time. Again, you know, they keep watching me and they're like, shouldn't you have on a hat? Shouldn't you be wearing something? You know, like, so it's, I guess it does change things. I said it doesn't really change my social life, but I think it's just how I'm seeing it. I have to make these changes, you know? So in my head, you just go with the flow, you know, like it's not really changing anything much. I will say though that it did affect one significant relationship, and that was my marriage. I was married in 2012. And I think over time, it did get to a point where it was really hard to deal with all the changes and everything, and even just finding that way to balance and all of that. That was impacted.
You want to talk about that a little bit more? I know we're getting a little bit deeper. How did it really impact your marriage?
I guess I would say in any close relationship, any intimate relationship, having a condition is going to affect, you know, the people. And this is somebody that you're with day in, day out. This is not my family that I see, you know, occasionally my friends that I see on the weekends, that sort of thing. So having that daily experience for both of us of these symptoms, that definitely caused a strain. I would say I wouldn't say that lupus caused us to break up, but I think that if you convince yourself that you're okay, and then you reach a point where you realize you're not okay with what you have to be going through, it is stressful for a partner to see, you know, their partner being sick, being weak. It is difficult to find a balance between, okay, what am I spending my energy on, because it can be so limited at times, or when my skin is acting up and I can't be touched, you know, that's difficult for a partner to deal with. And I think it was definitely a challenge to find that balance for both of us. There were other things impacting that I won't get into, but it's not an easy road, to say the least. It's not. And I'm grateful for the support I had when I had it, because I can't deny that. He was a very supportive husband. Till that was no longer the case.
You mentioned your husband and you mentioned your mom, as well as a few other family members, their various roles that they played along your journey. How important is it to have that family support, and how did it show up for you in your situation, your journey?
Well, it is like, it's key to survival, I would say. You cannot go through this journey alone. I have not even had it as badly as some people I know, and I would not be here if I didn't have the support system that I have. I mentioned my mother because from the day one, she said, this is not going to take over my child. This is not going to be where her story ends. And she researched every day. She was on the internet. She was looking up things. She's finding out this. She's saying, oh, this person cured themselves. That we're doing this, we're doing that. She buying this, she buying that. And I don't think to this day that has stopped. Like, she's let go a little bit more. You know, I've moved out since, been married and all of that. So she's not as, you know, warrior-like with it. But I still know that I have that person, thank you, that person behind me, and will literally, I know, do anything for me. And the rest of my family, I mean, she's kind of the one I'm with every day. We work together and all of that. So the rest of my family, they just fall right in line. If Emily needs some help with something, they're right there. My dad, I have, well, 2 brothers who live close, you know, in Kingston. And then my friends, they are powerful women. They are praying women. So I know that at any point in time, I can turn to them. They're always supportive. They're always encouraging. They're honest. It is so important for anyone living with any condition, but lupus is so complicated and confusing. Things come out of nowhere. You're like, what's going on? Like, recently I started developing something in my back that the type of sores I'd never experienced before. They were painful. They're in the middle. So any bra, strap or anything, if I'm being hugged, it becomes painful. And it's something that I never experienced in my life, you know, and I thought I knew everything about lupus, and I thought I'd gone through everything I needed to go through. And then now this, you know, so it's a lot of, oh gosh, now this, you know, and again, my story is a fairy tale compared to others that have been through, are going through this.
There was also an unfortunate miscarriage. I can only imagine amidst everything that you're going through, and then this. Tell us about that.
That was a very painful time. It is actually the point that everything changed physically, as much as this. I was not, we didn't plan it. And it's not to say that things couldn't have been fine, you know, but I would have made sure I wasn't working the hours I was working. I would have made sure certain things were in place, that I was eating a lot better, in a lot, you know, better position to then add a pregnancy. At first, it was just the normal, I suppose it would have been the normal, you know, fatigue and the feelings that you would get. But honestly, something told me that nothing was happening. Something told me early on that there was something wrong, and I wasn't feeling anything. I didn't get morning sickness. I felt like I had a connection at first with this form growing in me, and then I just didn't anymore. And one day I was home, and suddenly I just saw blood everywhere on my dress. And I called my husband quickly. He came over. We called the doctor and then went, and it was confirmed that I was losing the baby. I had to have a DNC, and that's basically when the rest of my hair that was left was falling out. The scars started coming up. And I had it with medications. I had it with this disease. I was over it. And I refused to up my meds. I refused to put on all the creams I needed to put on, because I was just done. And eventually that was to my detriment, because my hair never grew back. And I continued to just get these scars that just turned black. And I mean, my face is covered in makeup, thankfully, but you know, it is the same sort of scarring that is on my face. I had to quickly, as I had tried to do with other situations in my life, just jump into, you can't let this tear you down. I'm still alive. You know, I can possibly still have another baby. So this cannot be the thing that ends me. And so I decided to shave off my head, because the way the hair was picky all over the place, I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with waking up like that, and I had to wear wigs and scarves. I said to myself, you know, if I don't like the baldness, I'll just continue wearing the wigs and scarves. I have to wear them anyway. And My husband had shaved off the rest of my hair, and I put on my little makeup, put on huge earrings, did a little photo shoot, and I was like, this is it. And if anybody don't like it, not my problem. Not my problem. I think that the biggest part that made me accept that I teach children, and I was afraid that they would, think they'd be afraid or think something is wrong or just be scared of how I look. And I went to work one day and I decided no scarf, no wigs. I'm just gonna go. And this little boy he's on the autism spectrum and he doesn't really speak much. He will say, I want to go to the bathroom, I'm tired. But he doesn't say anything that you think, is coming from his heart. And he came in and he said, you cut your hair? And I said, yes. And he sat down, and at a point I'm correcting him, and he said, I'm sorry, I can't think. You're too pretty. Aww. And that just melted my heart. I was like, that's all I needed. Yes. Just one. Yeah. Just one.
Just one.
To, be that voice of, you're all right. You're all right. Go on through.
Emily, how has music helped your journey?
Oh, gosh. That has saved me. I would say that has definitely saved me. And more so because I work with children. And they are just such lights. They are far wiser than, a lot of adults have been. And far more compassionate because they know that I look different. They know something is quote unquote wrong, But they come with some real clarity, some wisdom, some, compassion. They come with compassion. They're like, but you're still pretty. Or I want to have a mohawk like Auntie Emily. Or I thought you had tattoos. Oh, that's, So they've really helped me to just be okay. Like, if I'm around them and they're accepting, I really care more about them than, anybody on the street. And then just music in and of itself is so uplifting. I was born into a musical family, so it's just always been part of my life. And so anytime that I play or I'm a part of something that has to do with music, it's like I feel instantly energized. I feel healed. There are times when I'm in pain and then I just have to do music, or I go Latin dancing and, and all of a sudden, like, I have no pain. I don't feel it. So I definitely think it is one of the things that has really brought me through in this journey.
So earlier, Ken had mentioned that she met you in DR. What did this trip mean for you?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I decided to do a solo trip. Nothing new, I'd seen others do it. And I just I was going through a very low emotional time from the start of this year. And I was like, I just need a proper break. I felt like I was just going. Work had become a distraction from the separation and then divorce. And so I just got into, I was quite robotic with, with everything just going. And I felt like my heart wasn't in things as much as I wanted them to be. And I was like, you know what, I need to just get away. And I never had my passport. It wasn't renewed from before COVID. So it's like, okay, so you need a passport, first of all. That process took so long. So by the time I got it, I knew I couldn't go anywhere. I needed a visa. Yeah. And I was like, all right, check out that list. Because them always sharing these travel things. I said, check out the list. Rep is on the list. Okay, and I said, all right, it's close by. These flights are kind of inexpensive. I love Latin dancing, and they do that there. I'm going to go to Rep. Why not?
Why not?
I literally booked on Monday, and I was flying out the Tuesday. Wow. I was just like, it has to happen now. My mother was another pusher of that, because I was like, let me wait till Friday. It's cheaper. She's like, no, you need 2 weeks, and you have to be back by this date. So you go now. Take it. And everybody was like, oh, are you going by yourself? What are you going to do? I said, just figure it out. God will guide me. Like, so many things in life have been scary, and why not? Why not? This can be worse than anything else. Yeah. And being there and being on my own, not really answering to anybody, not with any schedules, except the few times that I met up with some friends, you know, was very freeing because of the kind of lifestyle I have, the busyness that there is. So it was really just that time for me to unwind, just do me, explore, learn something new, and I really, really, really appreciate that trip, and just grateful that I, you know, had the means and all of that to take it.
I'm happy that that was one thing you got to check off your bucket list check.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
what's the future that you envision having, you know, living with lupus? What aspirations do you have? Because this doesn't define you.
No.
Exactly.
As you said, it doesn't define you. It's not the end of your story.
course.
So what are some of the
Well,
aspirations?
first of all, not living with lupus. So I do not plan to say that I have this. I want it undetectable.
Yeah.
And so I know I have to get strict on myself, you know, with the eating and all of that. So that's definitely where I see myself, just being more consistent with that. And I don't even want to say it's going to be discipline. It's going to be such second nature that I don't have to think about it as, oh, I'm being disciplined. I'm just living, and I need to live without this condition affecting me the way it has been. I do see myself as a mother, whatever that looks like, whether I adopt, whether I have my own child. I do see that. Potentially another relationship, you know, that would be nice, but I'm trying not to focus on that and just take the steps I need to take to feel better for me, and then I move from there. And I hope I'm doing more traveling.
Yes.
You know, I envision some girls' trips. I won a trip to Cuba last night.
Yes.
So
Congratulations!
Yes. So near future, you know, we'll see me somewhere else.
In Cuba.
Yes.
Doing some salsa.
Doing some
Yes.
salsa.
Hey, what advice would you have for persons who are listening right now, who are living with lupus? Can you just give them some insight and some encouragement?
I would say my relationship with God has been key. I've, you know, trusted in God as my guide with everything that I've done. Even if I've tried things and they haven't worked, there's always some lesson. And, you know, I'm just so grateful that I've had that connection, you know, to something bigger. Also, just leaning on support when you can get it. With a lot of women, especially, there are men who get lupus too, but a lot of women try to prove that we can still push through, we can still do everything. But to really take stock of what's happening and accept support and speak about what you're going through. There are persons who don't speak about it because they feel that at the workplace they're going to lose out on the jobs that they could get, or they don't want to be a burden. But sometimes you need that help and people want to be there for you. So to accept that, to understand the condition, know your body, know what is triggering certain things, because I will eat something and I know that is probably going to cause my joints to start to hurt, and I still eat it anyway, you know? So things like that, to understand it more than a doctor understands it. Know your disease, look up. There's so much information out there. There's so much research done. There's so many different treatments that have been, the people have come up with. And something might not work, but don't despair, something else can work. And, you know, just really listen to your body and,
Boy, Emily, your physical and emotional scars tell a story. And, you know, I just want to encourage you that there is purpose to this experience. There's purpose to your every pain. There's so many levels to your story. And I want to thank you for sharing, because I'm certain that you're helping so many other women today. I also have a gift for you, courtesy of Tamia Carey Collections for $20,000.
wow.
So you're going to get glammed up, girl.
Oh my goodness.
Get something for Cuba.
And we can't close out this segment without hearing from our resident marriage and family therapist with the segment Doc Says. Welcome, Doc. How are you?
Good, Kenisha. Hi, ladies. How you doing? Emily, girl, let me just say that you are rocking your hair and the music. And I was just thinking just before Kenisha spoke about that gift from Tamaya Carey, that, in this life, surviving the battles and the curveballs that life throws at us, just know that your scars are your trophies. They are your trophies. And somebody said, if you can dance and be free and not embarrassed, then you can rule your world. Trust me. We heard from you living with lupus can look and feel different for everybody, because I know other persons that have not seen the scars on and everything like that, so we know it can be different for everybody, but a positive outlook, I think, is so important, to know, like you said, I'm going to beat this. I'm to live with this. This is not going to be it. And, personally, I strongly believe that family members, spouses, especially, should get counseling, not just the persons who are presenting. I've been saying it over and over. They should get counseling to deal with any form of terminal or critical illness. We tend to think that is only the presenting person needs help, but it's that everyone needs help, support, and encouragement to be able to treat with this. And you said something very, very pivotal. You said, talk about it. You didn't put it on a shop shelf. You understand? You didn't choose it. It shows you. So you talk about it's important, and you are doing some of the good things. You're setting your realistic goals and putting your priorities in order, and you're getting your rest and your quiet time, and most importantly, the family support. Big up your mom. Yeah, because persons get anxious. And then you shared about the miscarriage. And probably having to deal with postpartum depression coming out of that, along with what you were experiencing with the lupus. But I'm just thankful that you were able to go through it. And, sad that your marriage didn't live this one out. But like I said, I'm happy that you don't even sound bitter right there, because some persons really can't cope unless they get the help, the encouragement, the support, and the counseling. But you have not closed your eyes, and beauty is more than on the outside. It is in you. Another relationship is definitely possible for you. So continue to do what you're doing and continue up, because your help comes from the Lord.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Beautifully said. Bishop, I don't even have a question for you on this one. Thank you so much for sharing. You understand? That was just wholesome, because I know that Emily had more than one blows. It's not just lupus. It was the loss of a child. It was, losing her marriage. So thank you so much for sharing. And, if anyone wants to hear from Doc, again, you can just follow her on Instagram and Facebook at Carla Dunbar Ministries. Emily, thank you so much for sharing. And we know we're going to hear some music from Emily later, but let's hear what's coming up later on WomenUP. Coming up on WomenUP, we show you some home hacks.
Add a little baking soda with your bleach and you're good to go.
Then, our host and co-host get down to fun and games with the Just Dweet challenge of the day. And of course, our takeaways, or as we call them, notable nuggets. Welcome to Home Hacks, the segment where we show alternative ways to do things at home, and this is the laundry edition for washing your whites. Yes. Now, perform laundry magic with white vinegar. Yes. You probably have a bottle of distilled white vinegar in your kitchen that you're using for cooking or cleaning. It's the best laundry hack for white clothes. What is it, Cass?
Yes, that's true. Ladies, get yourself a blue soap, or what we like to call cake soap. Yes. Grate it and let it soak in your white for a little while, and it will leave it looking ultra clean.
Love that. Also, to boost your whitening, what you can do is add a little baking soda with your bleach, and you're good to go.
Wow.
Yes.
Brighten your whites with a bit of hydrogen peroxide. This is something that is commonly found in your medicine cabinets. Just add a little to the wash and breathe new life into those dull whites.
Yes.
We really hope you enjoyed that segment. Let us know if you've ever tried one of these hacks and which one works for you. If you have any home hacks that you would like us to try, send them in to us at hello@womengrowjm.com. All right, ladies, welcome to a segment we like to call Just Dweet Challenges. And today's challenge is, guess who drank the vinegar? Now, 4 cups are on the table, 3 are filled with water, and 1 with vinegar. And we will all taste and guess who drank the vinegar. So are you all ready?
Ready.
So everybody grab a glass. After 3, 1. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Feels so nice.
Guys, you had vinegar.
Yeah, I have
The Marley have the vinegar.
The Marley drank the vinegar. The Marley drank the vinegar. Thank you, guys.
That's what I'm drawing. The back of them.
We can close the segment.
No. Justice. You still want to grab up the water them quick? So we never know what was the vinegar.
I didn't know, honestly.
Let's grab one.
All right. So you guessed it. The Marley drank the vinegar. Did you like that segment? If you did, give us a thumbs up, like, share, and follow us. What did you learn from the story shared today? Your story may be similar to Emily's, but I also want to encourage you. Romans 8:18 says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. This verse speaks of the hope of a better future despite present struggles. Trust God in everything and make Him the center of your life, and He will heal and restore your life and replace your weeping with joy. Psalm 139 verses 14 reminds us, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. And this verse tells us the intrinsic value and worth of every individual. Let me remind you, you are beautiful inside and out. Wear your scars with pride and let it tell your story. Today, my nugget was, let God be the center of your life.
Yes.
He will take you through everything, no matter how difficult the challenges are. What say you, Lamoya?
For me, everything was just so powerful, but I've learned that your scars are your trophies.
Yes.
For me, I've learned that what happens to you is not necessarily the end of you. You can still rise above it. It's not the end of your story. Your story is for His glory, and it's to impact someone else. So keep on pushing.
What I've learned is that oftentimes the other party in the relationship needs help as well. And oftentimes this goes unnoticed. So yeah, we should really...
Listen, ladies, let's all assume our power pose to exude confidence and power as we share the Women Grow Global Manifesto to motivate, challenge, and uplift your mindset.
I am a woman of purpose, value, and worth.
I chase after my dreams and goals with intentionality. I make a plan for my life to become a better version of myself daily, and I improve all areas of my life with balance.
I execute all tasks in excellence.
I understand that every gift, talent, resource, or skill that I have been blessed with came from the Almighty God.
I live a life filled with gratitude because of this.
I prioritize my physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health,
so that I can function always at peak perfection.
I am a giver. I bless others.
I am a mentor. I teach and motivate others. God is the CEO of my life, my family, and my business. I am a woman growing globally.
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 We heard from Emily earlier. Let's hear her now on the cello.
I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I'm like the richest one in Kingston, and I've done my best, so everything is alright this time. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing, so when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills. I'm blessed, oh man, with my two hands in the air as far as I can. Sometimes I'm lost and far from home, but I'll find my way. Follow my heart, I know I'll be found someday. While I'm lost, I'll learn and live. What do you say? Let's have a good time until that day. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing, so when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills. I'm blessed, oh man, with my two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, 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 When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I'm like the richest one in Kingston, and I've done my best, so everything is alright this time. I rise, I stare at the sun, so when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills. I'm blessed, oh
Thank you so much for having me.
That was beautiful, Emily. You are truly multi-talented. We want to thank all our sponsors, the WomenUP team, and our guest, Emily Elliott, for joining us today.
If you enjoyed today's show, please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe, and comment below. Additionally, please go to Instagram and Facebook and hit the follow at womenup.jm and Women Grow Global so that you can stay posted with all the happenings, all the details with what is happening with Women Up.
Thank you so much for joining us for this awesome episode of
Women Up!
Be sure to catch us next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. for our episodes. Also, follow us for details. Stay blessed. I am Kenisha.
Damarly.
Cassandra.
Lamoya.
Bye!